So looking at extraversion and introversion, then, because people with a preference for extraversion get their energy and focus on the outside world, in normal times they're going to be stressed by not being able to do that, by having to spend too much time alone and not getting that external stimulation. Whereas those with a preference for introversion prefer to be stressed by, well, I beg your pardon, those with a preference for introversion tend to be stressed by having to have too much attention to the outside world, spending too much time with other people, and having too many external distractions. The way this seems to be working in the current crisis is that people with a preference for extraversion, they tend to be stressed by, again, not having that stimulation, so not having people around they can talk to, they can communicate with, they can socialize with. Perhaps they're having to be at home on their own, by not having any stimulation in the home environment, by not being able to socialize or travel. Now, some of these factors can be compensated for to some extent. So, for example, if someone who has an extroverted preference can have lots of online conversations using Zoom or elsewise with people, that can be useful. If they can have a stimulating home environment, perhaps there are other people around, perhaps they play music when they are working, perhaps they make sure that the room they're working in has a stimulating environment, perhaps they go for walks when they can, just to keep that external stimulation going. Whereas people with preference for introversion are going to be more stressed if they can't have a quiet environment to work in. Perhaps their kids are around, perhaps they live in a shared apartment or house with lots of other people, perhaps they're forced to take part in too many online meetings. Interestingly, even people with a preference for introversion do need some contact with other people, and we look at how our whole type affects this in a moment. And when people expect that they don't need any contact and never give any contact, that can be quite stressful. Conversely, some people with an introversion preference are actually quite liking to work from home at the moment and a bit stressed by the idea that somewhere down the line they're going to not be able to do that anymore. They're going to have to work from their office as the things were before.